Did you not see, my beloved, the way we dealt with the people of the elephant? Did you not see? He doesn't say, do you not remember? He doesn't say, do you not recall I told you? He said, Alam tara, do you not see? Do you not remember? I.e., although the bashariyat of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam wasn't there, but Nur-e Muhammadi was there, and the eminence of Nur-e Muhammadi was such that Allah refers to events before his birth and refers to him specifically because he knows that Nur-e Muhammadi was assertive even before the birth of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, وَإِذْ قَالَ, and remember when Allah said to the angels. So Allah extols the Milad of Adam alayhi salam. And on another occasion, this time Isa alayhi salam is celebrating once again Milad before the advent of Milad. Here we are talking about Milad after it's happened. There Anbiya alayhi salam used to talk about Milad even before Milad had happened. The Bashari Milad. Why? Isa alayhi salam did a gathering like this. He gathered people. He didn't just sit at home and read a tasbih and pretended and suggested that he would communicate individually to his disciples. No. He gathered a gathering. And the Quran records that gathering. And he says to the gathering, وَمُبَشِّرًا بِرَسُولٍ يَأْتِي مِن بَعْدِ اسْمُهُ أَحْمَدُ. I'm giving you good news about someone who is coming after me, although he hasn't yet come, but his presence is assertive and his name is Ahmad. I'm giving you good tidings of his Milad. He's about to come. Isa alayhi salam celebrates the Milad of Muhammad Rasulullah. Subhanallah. I've only given snippets from the Quran. There are many occasions where Allah has specifically mentioned before the advent of Milad, the celebration of Milad by Anbiya, and Allah has extolled the birth of Anbiya alayhi salam in the Quran. But this backdrop which I have presented to you from the Quran clearly establishes that the idea of a birthday which is specific as a day in the calendar, where you rule out all of the days and you specify a day of birthday, this concept is from the Quran. But not only is it from the Quran, it is a concept that was not only understood, but it was practiced by Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After all, who understands the Quran better than Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Ya Rasulullah, did you extol the idea of a birthday? All you need to do is pick up Sahih Muslim, and you will be told, Babu Sawm, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam understood the idea of a birthday. That is why when it came to Monday, there is ijma' of the ummah that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born on Monday. Although there is dispute as to which day it was, 1st, 2nd, 5th, 12th, whatever, 11th, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which day you celebrate Milad, whichever day you specify. As long as your intention is there, you'll get the sawab for it. SubhanAllah. Why? Because it doesn't matter whether you know the day of Laylatul Qadr. It doesn't matter whether you know the night of Qadr. As long as your intention is there, Allah will bless you on account of your intention. So the specific day is, but everyone agrees that Monday is the day. Monday is the day. That is why the Prophet ﷺ, Imam Muslim narrates that every Monday he used to fast. Subhanallah. Fasting is for the month of Ramadan. But why did he fast on Monday? He was asked. Sayyidina Qatada asked him, Ya Rasulullah, why do you fast on this day? He said, this is the day I was born. The day I was born? Ya Rasulullah, why fast on this day? When the Prophet ﷺ came to Medina Munawwara, he observed that the Jews used to fast on the day of Ashura. He observed that the Jews used to fast on the day of Ashura. And when he questioned why, the Jews replied, we fast on this day because on this day Allah freed Musa and Bani Israel from the hands of Pharaoh. So to remember the blessing of Allah, to remember the blessing of Allah, even though the blessing was thousands of years ago, we revive this day of Ashura to remember that blessing on that day, but we revive it on a yearly basis by way of fasting. And fasting is a way of thanksgiving. As soon as the Prophet ﷺ heard this, he didn't say, well, this is your deen, this is your religion. He said, no, oh my ummatis, we will fast on the 10th of Ashura. Why? We have a greater right over Musa ﷺ than these Jews have. So the Prophet ﷺ fasted on Monday, and he fasted on the day of Ashura. That is why fasting on the day of Ashura, Ibn Kathir writes, it is because a blessing was received. Ibn Kathir writes, it was received, and to remember that blessing, they fasted. To remember that blessing, they fasted. Which blessing is greater for the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Is there any day in the calendar that is better than the day of Milad? It is better than the night of Qadr. It is better than the day of Eid. It is better than all other days. Why? If you didn't have Milad, you would have none of these days. So Milad was there, and then these days came if there was no Milad. So for the Ahl Sunnah, the most eminent day in the calendar is the day of Milad, and that is why the Prophet ﷺ. But Shaykh Saleh Fawzan says, when he fasted, why did you fast? That's one of his objections. He said he fasted, why did he fast? Well, someone should tell Fawzan that fasting is not hukam, it's sunnah. If anyone fasts, fine, Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah fast. But just because fasting was done, it doesn't mean to say now the celebration of Milad is restricted to fasting. Do you understand the question? Al-Bani has raised this point also. He says, well fine, we accept this hadith in Muslim. By the way, they accept this hadith in Muslim. Even Ibn Taymiyyah accepts this hadith, and I'm quoting these people because these are imams which are accepted by Salafis. So if you quote them, they won't have a problem with this. They say, yes, we accept this hadith, that fasting was done on Monday specifically on account of the Milad of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But then they say you should fast. Then Milad is restricted to fasting. For your information, Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah also fast on Monday. Sahaba used to also fast on Monday. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu was renowned for his fasting on Monday. Other companions were renowned for their fasting on Monday. But we say that fasting is one of the ways of remembrance. It's one of the ways of thanksgiving. Why? Milad cannot be restricted to fasting as a means of thanksgiving. Why? Because one day, Eidul Adha or Eidul Fitr in one narration, Eidul Adha in another, came on Friday. The Prophet ﷺ stood on the minbar and said, "O companions, today we have two Eids." Subhanallah. How many Eids are there? Two. How many Eids are there? Eidul Fitr, Eidul Adha. That's what we've been told. But on this day, Eidul Fitr according to one narration, Eidul Adha on another narration, the Prophet ﷺ stood up on the minbar and said, today is Eidain, two Eids. Eidul Fitr, the Sahaba understood, but what is this other Eid? He said the other Eid is the day of Jummah. For my ummah, the day of Friday is a day of Eid. Is a day of Eid. Ya Rasulullah, why is it a day of Eid? The words of the hadith, not one muhaddiseen, a whole army of muhaddiseen have narrated these words. He said, Friday is a day of Eid. Why? Fihi wulida Adam. This is the birthday of Adam alayhi salam.